So we are starting with Shockwave. Obviously in term of farming it's not the best. It has some extenders but can be interrupted by the bosses if you aren't quick enough, and the damage isn't crazy if you don't have a lot of mastery. So that's why I'm putting this demon art at B tier. Next is Taimari. To be honest, you can stun the bosses with this thing, but in term of tier 5 bosses, it's just really bad since those bosses cannot get stunned. So that's why I'm putting it in C tier. For Blood Demon art, it's really good for farming, but again for tier 5 bosses, it isn't good since it's mainly based on combo extenders and the damages are quite normal. But since it's fully of extenders, I'll have to put this in A tier. For Ice, I have nothing to say, but it's extremely good for tier 5 bosses. Instant big damages and a counter. I can agree that it doesn't have a lot of extenders, but you can pull some fatherless combos with it still. For Dream and Swamp, they are quite similar in some points. They got some insane damages, a lot of extenders, and are good for tier 5 bosses, even though Ice Demon art still slams in tier 5 farming. Next is Reaper, can be used for extend, but not the best for farming, and in term of tier 5 bosses, it's just bad. So nothing to really say about it. And finally Arrow, you can do some quick combos with it like Reaper, but the cooldowns, the amount of stamina this demon art needs to be used is absurd, so that's why I am putting it in D tier. So Arrow is my favorite blood demon art to use in PvP, criminally underrated, and his ultimate move clearly insane as a combo starter and a combo extender, even though I gotta admit that it's not that good since it requires a lot of stamina and does has some insane cooldowns. Shockwave is really good for PvP, good damages, good combos, and skilled players are really smooth with it. Taimari is really mid. I mean it can stun, but the damages are bad, and it's hard to combo. Start with it if the enemy moves really fast. Even if with the ultimate you get better M1 damages, it isn't worth getting it for PvP. For Blood Demon art it's really good for PvP. It has good or decent damages depending on your mastery, and has a lot of combo extenders. And the X move and the V move can be used to get out of combos if the enemy is slow while doing his combos. For Ice Demon art, I am sorry, but this thing is really overrated, even though it's still really good and no skill to use, but can easily be countered if you're good enough. And yes, it has really good damages, but lacks of extenders, but still's valuable. Next is Swamp. It's extremely good since it has really good damages and insane combo extenders and starters. I can agree that it takes a lot of stamina and some moves got a long cooldown, but still's one of the best demon arts for PvP. Then we have Dream. In my opinion it's the best demon art for PvP. It has really good damages and combo extenders, but the main reason that makes this thing is absurd is the C move. It could be used as a combo extender, but mainly for escaping combos. It's really easy to counter everyone's combos with it. Then finally Reaper. It has extenders and some goofy fatherless dashes that replaces the normal ones, which can be really strong to play aggressive and escape some combos if they are quite slow. So that's why I am putting it in the best tier, even though needs a little bit of skills. So I'ma be quite quick for this part and the next one, since there are no much things to say about compared to the ones before. Arrow, Taimari, Blood and Shockwave are just bad for Mugen, so I don't recommend them at all. Next is Ice, just extremely good for this mode, and I guess the most recommended one for it. Nothing much to say about. Same thing with Swamp. Plus, this demon art is used a lot of Mugen train hell mode, cause it has a trick to use with in the second stage of the battle in the train. For Dream, I guess it can be okay for Mugen, but still's not recommended at all. Better to use Ice or Swamp. And for the last demon art, Reaper, it's trash in my opinion, but I saw some people using it for hell mode, but I'm not sure about that. So I just won't recommend it since the demon arts that are the most used and overpowered for this mode are ice and swamp. This is the last part of the video, and again, Tamari, Blood, Arrow, and Shockwave are trash for this mode. Just don't use them at all. Then we have Ice, a really good demon art for this mode. Plus, it has a glitch that can be used in some maps to grind more points. But stills, I don't know if it got patched, but will surely get patched in the future if it isn't right now. Then we got Swamp. It's also good for Uwagahara, but stills, Ice will be the best for this mode. Now, we're on Dream. As good as Swamp for Uwagahara, might be a little bit better. And for Reaper, I saw some people using it, but I won't recommend it. It's actually really bad for this mode.